I'm in the Black Mountains on the England-Wales border. I'm in the small hamlet of Llanthony. I've just parked my car up and I'm going to be heading up to the ridge behind me. Let me spin you around. I'm going to head over the top of that ridge into the valley on the other side. I'm going to head up to the top of that valley where there's a bothy. It's apparently the smallest bothy in the UK, and that's where I'm going to be spending the night. Let's go. Okay, first let me show you where I'm setting off from, because it's a pretty amazing place. I'm at Llanthony Priory, which is it's a ruined monastery. So this place was built in, I think, the 1100s. It's been a ruin for centuries. It's a fantastic place, and I could spend half an hour here just telling you about it, but that's a subject for another video. I think I will make another video and come back to this place and talk about it some more. So this has been ruined since Henry VIII demolished it. Of course, he had a fallout with the Catholic Church, did away with all the monasteries. But anyway, can't stop here because I've got to get on my way. It's early January, the days are short, and I've got to get over to that bothy while there's still daylight, so got to get moving. Well, that first mile or so was easy because it was pretty level, but I'm up on the slope now. Got to get over this mountain ridge. It's about 300-meter climb, what's that, 1,000 feet? So not huge, but I think part of it is going to be really steep. And with all the rain we've had recently, the path could be slippery. Who knows what else? Behind me you can see Llanthony Priory back there. We should get a good view of that when we're at the top of that ridge. Well, it's starting to brighten up now, which is nice. It was a bit of a grey, cold start to the day with a icy wind. But the forecast reckons it's going to be a bright and sunny day, and I'm starting to see that happen. It'll be a cold night, that's for sure. Clear skies tonight. I think it's about -2 on the forecast, but that doesn't take account of the height I'll be at, so let's say -5. But I'm up out into the open now, and this is really starting to look nice. I think I'm most of the way up this ridge. I would say another 20 minutes to go and I'm up at the top. As I get higher up as well, the ground has started to freeze, and that's good because frozen ground is firm ground. Okay, I'm at the top of the ridge at last, so that's the end of the steep climbing. And if I spin around, well, so I've come up out of the valley behind me, and now over the top, let's spin around. You can see down into this other valley. So I'm going to head down there. That's where the bothy is. It's way up at the top end of that valley, so quite a few kilometres to walk yet. You get a great view of some well-known Welsh mountains from up here. So behind me, can I see this? Over there, we got Sugarloaf. Over there, that closer mountain is Skirrid. And then these, well, all around me are the Black Mountains. So Llanthony Priory is way down on that side. I think I've probably got about, 8 kilometres to go, 5 miles. So that'll take me, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. The time is, let's have a look, 12:30, so I'm doing fine for time. Obviously, I don't want to run out of daylight, but no worries there. I've got a great view up the valley now, so I can see, well, not quite all the way to the bothy, but I can see very close to it. So I'm going to drop down into this valley now slightly and then just work my way all the way up to the end there, and that's my destination for the evening. I'm about 4k's from my destination, so, you know, less than an hour's walk, and I'm already keeping my eyes peeled for firewood, because there won't be any up near that bothy. There are very few trees up there, so not much chance of firewood, and plus anybody else who's been staying in that bothy over winter will have been out scrounging for wood and will have just cleaned the place out. So actually, that behind me, that could be a contender. So I'll go in there, see if there's any wood that looks dry, not too rotten, etc. And then I'll saw off a log, because I'd rather carry a hefty log 4 kilometers than freeze in the night. Okay, well, I've just got myself a log. This will give me a bit of extra fuel tonight. I do have a bit of firewood in my backpack, but I didn't pack much because I was worried about my pack being too heavy. But in the end, I can hardly feel the weight of my pack, so I'm actually travelling too light. I should have shoved a bit of extra firewood in there, but anyway, I've got this. You never know your luck, maybe I'll find a bit more further on. But anyway, this log is a pain to have to carry over my shoulder for an hour, but I'll appreciate it so much tonight. Up ahead is the Gruina Vaur Dam, and yes, I googled that to find out how to pronounce it, behind which lies the Gruina Vaur Reservoir, and on the far side of that reservoir is the bothy I'm going to, which is the Gruina Vaur Bothy. Okay, not far to go. I can see the dam up ahead now, which means that the bothy is a 15-minute walk maximum. The time is, what is it? 2:45, which means I should get to the bothy at about 3 p.m, which is perfect. I've finally spotted the bothy. There it is. That's my home for the night. What's that, 3-minute walk away? Okay, here at last. Right, let's get rid of that for a start. Oh, I am sick of carrying that thing. So this is it, the Gruina Vaur Bothy. So let's get inside and take a look around. Right, and here it is. Anyone home? I guess not. Okay, so this bothy consists of one tiny room, a stove, a chair, a small table, and a very misted up window. Oh, and see that ladder in the corner heading up? There's a sleeping platform up there, but I'll show you that in a while. Okay, I just noticed up here, whoops, we've got a few supplies left, so a few cans of stuff. What's that, a can of mackerel, some noodles, what looks like lots more cans of fish, sardines and stuff like that. There's a thermometer. What does that say? That says, 2 degrees Celsius. I'm going to take my pack off, get my stuff out, and then, I don't know, take a look around. So this is most of my gear unpacked. Jet boil stove, very useful, and gas for it, don't want to forget that. A wood saw, knife, head torch, battery charger pack, a candle, a cup, and that's about it. Oh, I've got some snacks and kind of ration packs and what have you here. And that's about it. I'll show you my firewood. So this is what I had in my backpack. So it's really not a lot. I was just worried that if I put too much stuff in, I'd be, overloaded going up that hill. And in hindsight, I could have carried, another kilo or two on my back, no problem at all. But anyway, let's go up to this sleeping platform. I've just rigged up a light and check it out. Of course, having the platform up high means that if I get a fire lit, the heat's going to rise. So let's get up here. So here we go. There is room. Do you know there's room for quite a few people? You could lie sideways across there easily. You could get 4 people comfortably, and in cold weather like this, 8 people even more comfortably, because it'd be warmer. So that's my bedroom for the night. I've just noticed this photograph on the wall. So yes, this is a tiny bothy, but that's no reason not to have a crowd in there. What's that, 6 people? Okay, first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to replenish my water from the brook outside, and then I'm going to get that stove on and have myself a hot drink. Wow, that water is clear. This mountain water is normally kind of brown coloured, full of peat, but look at that. All the rain we've had really recently, that is crystal clear. Spotted a few other things. So, little shovel, a saw that someone's made out of a branch of wood. What have we got here? Dustpan, brushes, another shovel, and what's that? Well, that's some matches, okay? They could come in useful. I won't need them myself. I've got this little gas stove, but it's a nice thing to have. Now, I don't see any evidence of mice in here, which is good, because you hear of some people in bothies, they go in and it's just covered in mouse poop, but I haven't seen any so far. So yeah, no mouse apparent. Of course, one might come in the night. If you look, there's a little gap under the door there. So yeah, this is not mouse proof. As long as there's no rats, that's the important thing. Fruit flavour energy drink. Good. Right, that in some hot water will be just what I need. Oh, this is welcome. As you can see from my breath, it's very cold in here. And also I haven't eaten in, 5 hours. So a little bit of sugar in here will perk me up. My feet are starting to get cold. Well, I didn't really need these rubber wellies in the end, because I didn't really have to go through any deep water. And now I can feel the cold of the floor coming up through them. I think my hiking boots would have been warmer. You never know though. I might take, there's some trees on the other side of that little brook outside, so I might need to cross the brook, and who knows, these wellies might come in handy after all. Okay, I've finished that hot drink, so I think time to head outside and do a quick recce of the area. Right, so this is a beautiful spot, and I'm going to head up to those trees. There seems to be a fallen down tree up there, which potentially could mean firewood. It depends on how green it is. So I'll get over this little brook if I can and head on up there and see what I find. Okay, there's a fallen down tree here. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, this seems... I think this wood's going to be too green. Okay, well, this one's a fallen tree. This one is a kind of broken tree, but that will be very green. There'll still be water and sap going up there, so that's no good. And there's another one further up. Let's take a look at that one first. Okay, someone's been at this with a saw. I don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad sign. You know, did they get it to burn? I've got my saw with me, so I'm going to cut a piece off and take it down. Okay, I decided to help myself to some of the beans that were left here, so there they are. I didn't bring a tin opener, couldn't find one, but I managed to kind of bash my way in with one of the tools on the old Swiss Army knife. So I'll get this on the stove, and that'll be most appreciated. So obviously people leave these things here as gifts to other people, but I think also just to lighten the load. You know, if you've carried food all the way up here and you don't need it, why bother carrying it down? Right, is that all in there? Okay, I'll use my spoon to work the rest out, and then we'll get this stove on. Dinner number one anyway. I've got my pasta to have later, but these beans will keep me going. I can sit down now and actually lean my feet back onto my heels and get the soles of my feet off the floor, because my feet are freezing. This is a load better now. Okay, those beans did the trick. So now it's time to come outside and process this firewood. Okay, I finished chopping up the wood from outside. So these branches are from the tree that I lugged all the way up from that forest, 4 kilometres away. I tried cutting off a bit of the wood from the tree that I found nearby, but I think it's just a bit too damp. I've chopped one into a fine stick, then I used my knife to make a feather stick, and I tried to ignite it over this little gas stove, and it just didn't want to ignite, so I think that wood's far too green. I'm not actually cold, I'm completely warm except for my feet, which are frozen. It could be that my socks actually got a bit wet during the day, but yeah, that's the only part of me that's uncomfortable. Well, I took off my rubber wellies and my socks are damp. I don't know if water got down them or whether it's just sweat, because of course rubber wellies don't breathe well. But of course my socks will never dry with those on. So taking them off, I'm going to rest my feet on them for a bit of insulation. Hopefully let my body heat dry my feet off. Anyway, I reckon it's time to head upstairs and check the place out a bit better, and also set up my sleeping quarters. Okay, so this is upstairs. Let me give you an idea of the size of this thing. If I try and lie across sideways, yeah, I can just about lie down straight. I'm 5'9", and if you're scrunched up in sleep, yeah, you can sleep sideways across this thing, no problem. I think this could accommodate a party of 6 or 7, depending on how well you know each other. There's little kind of foam mats down here, and there's 3 of them, and what I'm going to do, I think I'll stack all 3 on top of each other for a bit of extra insulation. Okay, there's a bit of kind of cushioning there as well, so that'll make it comfier too. Alright, let's get this firmer rest set up. Okay, so that's my bed for the night. Oh, these metal stairs just suck the heat out of my feet. Brrr. It's only just 6 o'clock, so quite a few hours to kill. Oh, it is so tempting to get that fire lit. But except for my feet, I'm not cold, so I just don't need it yet. I've still got my pasta to have, but I'll wait a while for that. Those beans filled me up nicely. So yeah, I think I'll probably have dinner about, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock. Even if this bothy wasn't heated and you had no firewood, just to get out of the wind could be the difference between life and death. Surviving out there tonight exposed, I don't think you'd wake up. It's 8 o'clock, which means it's time for dinner. Second dinner, that is. I had the beans at, I don't know, was that 5 p.m. or something? It's time now for this pasta al funghi, so I've got some water on the boil to make this. Right, seal that up. Put it in my pocket of my backpack for insulation. And that's going to take 8 minutes. This feels quite substantial, this pasta thing. Once I finish this, I reckon it'll be time to light that fire at long last. I've been holding off on doing it because I'm a limited firewood, but yeah, so looking forward to getting some heat into this place. Oh, this is really good. Look at that. The fire is lit. How long it'll stay lit for before all my firewood's gone, I don't know, but that's a welcome sight. So the fire went on at 9. Let's see how long it takes to warm this place up, or whether it warms it up. The fire was actually roaring too much even with the vent shut, and it's because this little ash pan here doesn't close fully, so I've wedged 2 little bits of firewood in there, and that's really slowed it all down, because if the vents are open full, I'll burn through all my firewood in, you know, half an hour or so. I want this fire to burn sort of low and long. This fire's loaded up with wood now and is burning really nicely, so I can finally get a chance to warm my feet up. There's a thermometer up there on the wall, and already it's shown the temperature is rising. Let's see what it says. And now it is, ooh, it's 9. It's a tropical 9 degrees. I've got my feet up by the fire now, and they're really starting to dry out. And it's starting to feel pretty cozy in here. I've stuck my litre water flask up on there. It was almost full of water. I'm just going to let that heat, and then I'll stick the lid on it and I'll throw it inside my sleeping bag, and that'll be my hot water bottle. And then I've also got a cup full of water there. That's going to heat up, and that'll be my hot chocolate before bed. I'm still doing okay for firewood. So I've probably used, I don't know, half my firewood, and the fire's been going for, let's say, 45 minutes. Or maybe more. I think this will keep the fire going till, I don't know, 11 p.m, and that'll be fine. 18 degrees. Wow, that is very comfortable indeed. Now that my socks have dried out, my feet aren't so cold anymore, even walking around on the concrete floor. I think the problem was the damp in my socks meant they just didn't insulate at all. Time for a bedtime drink. This is, what does it say? Blah blah blah, chocolate flavoured mint drink. So that sounds good. Oh, that's really nice. Could be improved though. Miniature bottle of single malt. What's this called? Bannerhabbane single malt. So that is a double shot. So that's going straight in. Little double shot of scotch in half a litre of hot chocolate is just a perfect combination. Time is 10:15, so I'm going to have this. Then I'll feed the fire a bit more, and I reckon go to bed at 11. I was looking around here and found a little box with a switch on it, turned it on, and ta-da! Someone must have put these in at Christmas. But wait a minute, if I reach up here, ta-da! Can you see that on the camera? Yeah, very nice. So warm fire, candle, 2 sets of Christmas lights, and I'm warm, and I've got a double single malt in me, so yeah, everything's rosy. 10:40 now. I think I'm just gonna sit here with my feet up, feed the fire a bit more. I've still got a bit of fuel to go, and I think another half an hour or so I'm gonna feel tired, and I'll retire to my boudoir. It's 10 past 11. I'm starting to get a bit sleepy, so I reckon it's bedtime. Let's see, is there anything else left to do? I don't think so. Just, yeah, brush my teeth, get up the stairs, go to bed. Alright, it's finally bedtime in a reasonably warm bothy. I thought this place up here would get mega hot because, you know, heat rises, but it's not quite as warm as downstairs, but still, it's nice. It's above 10 degrees up here, maybe 15 Celsius, absolutely fine. I just put my hand on my sleeping bag and remembered that litre of boiling water in a flask, so that's kept that nice and toasty. So I'm all set up for the night. I've got some drinking water, head torch. I don't think I'll need this stuff, my hat and these, and I think I'll take off my outside layer. But they're next to the bed if it gets cold in the night and I need them. So yeah, I think I'll sign off, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Well, good morning. It's 8:15. I can see daylight kind of seeping in through the window now. Not a great night's sleep. Didn't really sleep that well. Not because of the cold, actually. I was nice and warm right throughout the night. Obviously the fire, you know, didn't last long after I put those logs in. Maybe burned till about midnight, and then this place got cold. But I was hunkered down inside this sleeping bag. So yeah, toasty warm right throughout the night. Didn't sleep well though. Couldn't seem to get comfortable in here, but also there was something moving downstairs which just kept me awake. There's a mouse down there or something. I didn't know what the noise was at first. I went down there a couple of times to investigate with my head torch on. Couldn't see anything. But I then stayed up here, and whatever it was, the mouse just kind of got more and more bold, until eventually the racket it was making, just knocking tins over and whatever. So I'm going to get out of this sleeping bag now, head downstairs and see what it looks like down there. I reckon it's going to be in a bit of a mess. Can't see anything out of line here. There's a proper racket going on down here. I'll tell you what, let me check the food. If there was a mouse here, it'll have been at the food. So that is a biscuit. They are intact. Cinnamon bun intact. Peanuts. Right, this is muesli. These are all intact. This is strange. I thought the packets would be, you know, chewed through, the contents spilled everywhere. I thought it would be covered in mouse poop, and I don't see anything. This is baffling. There was something scrabbling around. I could hear it jumping on stuff. I just don't know. I just don't know what this could have been. I thought I heard that tin fall on the floor, but no. Okay, well, that's a relief. It means I've got some breakfast. And I thought this place would be in a state with, you know, all the contents of these packets everywhere. And it isn't. So, yeah, that is a mystery. I was so sure there was something down here. Okay, it's time. I'm a bit croaky. I think it's time to get the stove on, get some hot water on, and I'll have this. What is this? Raspberry toasted muesli with milk. so something hot to start the day. Yeah, looks. So I've got some peanuts as well, some biscuits, and a kind of army ration cinnamon bun. But I won't have all of those. I'll leave a thing or two here for someone else. So it's a grey overcast day outside. The forecast said clear night and clear morning, and that wasn't how it turned out. Well, the cloudy night was great because it kept it warmer, but my worry was I'd wake up and it would be raining, and I didn't bring any waterproofs on account of the forecast, so yeah, thank God it's dry. Alright, let's take a look outside. I've had my breakfast now, so I think I'll just pack my stuff in my bag, take my litter with me, of course, and then I'll give this place a sweep and tidy it up a bit. Okay, my bag's all packed, so I'm just about ready to go. I've given the floor a sweep, and I've tried to leave the bothy pretty much as I found it. Packed all my litter away. Also, I've left a few items up here, so that's my army ration cinnamon bun, vacuum packed peanuts and a sealed bag of biscuits, so I hope someone finds them useful. I took that tin of beans from here last night, so it's nice to be able to put something back. Also, on my way here yesterday, I found that Swiss Army knife lying in the path. Someone obviously dropped it. It's not very good, it's pretty blunt, but anyway, I've decided I found it, so I might as well leave that here too as a tribute to the bothy gods. I think I'm now all set to leave. Okay, so that's me out of the bothy, the door's shut, so it's time to head back to the car. It was great to spend the night in this bothy. I was really worried I'd freeze, and in the end I was absolutely fine. Cold at first because of my cold feet. That was the only part of me that was cold. Soon as the fire was lit, oh my God, that was great. And a little bit of firewood goes a long way in that stove in there. Dried my socks out and everything. I was warm right throughout the night. So, you know, if that bothy can be comfortable in, I think it was about -5 last night, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Just remember to bring a bit of firewood in winter. So I'm going to stick my pack on my shoulders now. It's a lot lighter, obviously. It's got less food in it, no firewood, and of course I'm not carrying a 10-foot log on my shoulder. So trip back home is going to be quite easy. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.